All right. There we go. Hi, April. I think it's just going to be you and me. All right. Here's what I'm doing. Hi, I'm Pugs. James isn't here, and I don't think James is going to be here. I get this text. Here, I'll show it to you. Where is the phone? I get this text about an hour ago after posting on Facebook and all the other places that, hey, James and I are going to watch Saturday Night Live tonight. It's the season premiere. Thought it was a good idea. Actually, if you'd like to know how this whole thing came about, here's what happened. So here at the E-Gallery, where I do my show, The Rant, with me, Pugs Moran, every Monday through Friday. Hold on. Here, I'll put this up for you. There you go. All right, yeah, there's the backstory. April knows it. Don't know why I'm doing this. Hi to Rhonda. Happy Saturday, baby. So we've got a little event going on here at the E-Gallery tonight, and so I had to be here hanging around. I don't have to be here. I just want to. All right, seriously, you want to know what's going on here? A rave. That's right. There's like a crazy rave going on in the building adjacent to the E-Gallery. And so just overseeing, just making sure, you know, actually I have no role here whatsoever other than I just wanted to be here to see it and watch it. So that's what's happening. I think it's going to like 4 a.m, but I will not be here until 4 a.m. Unless E, who is seated on a couch right outside where the rave is happening right now at this moment, unless he demands that I stay, then I'll be like, fuck, why am I staying till 4? Whatever. So I had to be here in the studio tonight, and I called James and I said, James, you want to do a little bit of late night thing tonight on Saturday? Right? Because it was convenient for me because I was here in studio. It was convenient. So I thought, hey, let's do it. Let's make James feel guilty for not, you know. And James immediately goes, yeah, I can't do it tonight. I'm watching Saturday Night Live. It's the season premiere. And I was like, respect. I respect that. That is, that answer didn't suit what I was looking to do, but I do respect that as an answer. I was like, okay, got to respect it. And then I said to him, I go, oh, cool. Why don't we just watch it? Why don't we just watch it together and stream while we watch? And then he was like, okay, that's an idea. Let's do that. And so we were doing it. We were doing it until like, I don't know, an hour ago, he sends me a text that says, here's what it says. I don't feel like doing the live stream tonight. How much will you resent me if I back out? And I'm like, none. I said, not at all. You can't see that. Anyway, I said none. I said, not at all. Don't worry about it. Here's why. Maybe having another person on was just going to complicate this because for, I guess, lack of a better term, this is an experiment. I want to see, I don't even know if I can do this. Like, I'm going to watch Saturday Night Live on my TV here in the studio. This isn't going to be a show. I'm going to watch Saturday Night Live here in the studio. And I guess I'm going to react to it in live time. And if you want to watch it at home, but here's the problem. Everything's a friggin' delay. So, I mean, nothing is going to be, I don't know how this is going to work. It may not work at all. To say nothing of the fact of you're going to hear the volume. Like, you're going to hear the TV. Like, the TV is going to be heard on the microphone. Maybe do I have to mute the mic? Maybe. I don't know. And just pop it on every once in a while. Who knows? All right, we'll figure it out. Anyway, it'll be fun. I got to be here anyway. So why don't we all just hang out? Saturday Night Live starts in about 14 minutes from now. It is the debut, the season premiere of SNL's 51st season. Hey. For those of you who listen to my daily talk radio for normal people show, that's The Rant. It airs at either noon or 2, sometimes 1. You know, there's the window. That's pretty much it. Airs somewhere in there every day since 2021. Yeah, we've been doing it every day. So those of you who do listen to that show, you know that I consider myself the nation's foremost authority on Saturday Night Live, having seen every single episode of Saturday Night Live that has ever aired. I say that loudly and I say that proudly. I do not believe that there has been a more influential element or not even element, cornerstone to global comedy of the last 50 years. I don't think there's a greater influence than Saturday Night Live. I don't care what you say. That show's stupid. It's not good anymore. Yeah, everybody says that. The fact of the matter is the show is pretty relevant to the demographic that it's seeking to attach itself to in every incarnation that it's ever known. It's just that the older people are always like, that's not funny. Let me tell you my first experience with that's not funny, right? That show's not funny anymore. The first time I think I ever said that was when I was getting into my mid to late 20s, and all of the people who I loved from the 1980s, the late 80s and early 90s were gone, and they replaced them with these talentless fools, I remember thinking at the time. People like, I don't know, Adam Sandler and Chris Farley, and who is that David Spade guy? Mike Myers, that guy just rubs me the wrong way, right? Because I was now aging out of that prime demo that they're trying to connect to, which is like 18 to 25, college and just out of college. That's always been Saturday Night Live's sweet zone. So that's why every generation says that show hasn't been funny in a long time. Well, it still is. It's relevant. Maybe not funny because, humor, I suppose, does change throughout the generations. What one generation thinks is funny, another doesn't. I know that there are kids running around who think that 6'7" is hysterical, and I just don't get it. So I'm going to live with that. Humor is different. But Saturday Night Live is always relevant. And here we go, heading into its second 50 years tonight in just about 10 minutes. Hold on, my back is killing me here. If you're in the chat room, let's turn this into a little chat thing. So if you are watching, then please don't just, lurk or whatever. Hang out in the chat room with us. And if you're watching SNL tonight with us, I want to know. So in the chat room right now, tell me if you're going to have it on. Here's how I think it's going to go. I think we're going to sit here. I think I'm going to watch it. And the camera will be on, I think the sound will be muted, because I will be listening to the sound of the show. I need to hear the show. And then in commercial breaks, I'll come in and I'll talk and stuff. Look, like I said, I don't know how this is going to work. I don't even know if it will work. And who knows if we'll even make it through the entire show. But why not? I'm going to watch Saturday Night Live. Why not stream it? Hi, Goat's in the chat room now. That's nice. One more. Again, we're going to be watching Saturday Night Live. I need a drink. You're tired, Goat. I'm tired. Ugh. Been watching college football all day, laying around. That is exhausting work. Let me see. Hold on. Let me pull something up. Don't need this open. Don't need that open. Hey, did you guys hear about Mark Sanchez? Oh, my God. That Mark Sanchez story is crazy balls. Hold on. I don't know what window I'm on. That's not good. Hold on. I think I just screwed up this stream because I'm a moron. Is that me? Yeah, there. Yeah, I did. All right. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I got to open up my Google Drive. I didn't do that. I took some notes. That's right. For the ramp up. This is the pregame portion of our season 51 of Saturday Night Live live watching party. Hi, I am your humble host, Pugs Moran. If you're just joining us, I don't know why I said that. I can see the numbers. Nobody joined us. It's just us. It's just a few of us, and that's fine. Hold on, I'm going to pull this up. I got fun facts. About Saturday Night Live. I do. I'm also not going to feel compelled to talk all the time like I'm doing right now. This is going to be one of the way kids do live streams. I'm going to try and break away from the habits of being a professionally trained broadcaster. Let's see here. All right, so here, before we turn that down, it's a little hot. Before we get into the actual show, which is now going to begin in about 8 minutes, let's talk about the new additions to the show this year, and then we'll talk about some of the people who will not be on, the people that we lost. A couple of them that I'm not happy about. Of course, Ego Wodum and Michael Longfellow are two that I'm not happy at all. I'm also not happy about the dismantling of, for parts, apparently, of Please Don't Destroy, who were the three guys, Higgins and somebody else, and and somebody else. I don't know. There were 3 guys, and they were really funny. They made videos together. That's not going to be a thing anymore. But hey, it's a new season, so maybe there's a new group. Maybe there's new guys who are going to be making cool videos. I've always thought the best part of Saturday Night Live were the pre-produced segments, whether we're going all the way back to the earliest shows where it was people like Albert Brooks, and then you had the famous series of Schiller's Reels. Who else got into this? Christopher Guest, the brilliant Christopher Guest, the director of so many incredible mockumentaries. He got his start doing these crazy cool ass videos, pre-produced segments for Saturday Night Live. Then of course we had Lonely Island, right, which launched Andy Samberg and the Lonely Island team. But Lonely Island was, I think, replaced by Please Don't Destroy, and they were hysterical. These are the 3 guys that I'm talking about. They're not going to be on this year, so let's see who's next. I am certain that Lauren still, now more than ever, understands the importance of videos going viral. So let's see who that is. Who left? Let me give you the list of people who left. Excuse me. My throat is a little bit weird. Who left? Let's give you all the people that left, because some of them I'm not all that worried about. Oh, Heidi Gardner. That's right. Heidi Gardner left too. And I'm not so upset about her leaving because I felt like it was her time. You can always tell when somebody on Saturday Night Live is about to leave. The season before they leave, they'll start appearing in movies, or you'll start to see them in TV commercials. The TV commercials suggest their Q rating, how popular they are among, farmers in Nebraska. That means that they're too big now for Saturday Night Live. So that's always an indication that they're going to jump to something else, a TV series or a movie or whatever. Heidi Gardner started doing that last year. Started doing those rent or apartment.com or home.com, whatever commercials. And I'm like, yep, she's gone. So when she was announced as having exited the show a couple of months back, I was like, yeah, we saw that coming. That's too bad. Heidi Gardner was great. She was terrific. So Heidi Gardner is gone. We're also, we're losing Devin Walker. Not a big loss. Devin Walker, they didn't really give him much to do. So I don't know if it's his fault or the writer's fault. Michael Longfellow, that's a loss. Michael Longfellow was an X Factor. He was not traditional in any way, no way at all was he a traditional Saturday Night Live type. But there was something hysterically funny about him. So Michael Longfellow, I think we're going to see. I think he's an actor. I think he's going to do some really funny like sidekick roles and stuff like that. The weird neighbor, Michael Longfellow is going to be great at that kind of stuff. Emma Joaquin also left the show. Again, didn't really do much. Don't really, not a big loss for me. Let's see. Jane Wickline, whose futures on the cast have not been made public, blah, blah, blah. Cast members typically spend 2 seasons in the position of featured performer. Okay. Some of the regulars who are returning, we got Mikey Day. That's great. He's funny. Andrew Dismukes, great. He's funny. Chloe Fineman, she's terrific. But look out, Chloe. They drafted your replacement, Chloe. More on that in a couple of minutes. Chloe Fineman is back. Marcelo Hernandez is back. This is going to be his last year because I think he's the one that's about to blow up. I think he's going to get a movie and all that. Marcelo Hernandez is back, though. James Austin Johnson is back. As long as Trump is president, I imagine James Austin Johnson has SNL job security. Ego Woodham is gone. She's gone. Sarah Sherman is there. Kenan Thompson. All right, so I believe that there's some stat tonight about Kenan Thompson. Like, as of this episode, he's been on Saturday Night Live, like, as long as he's been on this earth or something. I don't know. It's something weird, some weird stat. It's his 22nd, I believe. Kenan Thompson's 22nd season on Saturday Night Live. Weekend Update will be anchored by Michael Che and Colin Jost, it says here again. Okay, now for the new folks. So here are the new folks that we got as we're coming up against it here as we await the start of Saturday Night Live's 51st season. Let's see. Who do we got? We got stand-up comedian Tommy Brennan. It says here, Tommy Brennan is here, let me show you the pictures. Why not? Here. Show you who these people are so that we can recognize them should they appear. All right, so this is going to be Tommy Brennan. There he is. Excuse me. He is new to the cast this year. Hold on. All right. What does it say about him? He's a stand-up comedian. I think I've watched some of his stand-up, and I think he's funny. It says, Brennan is a stand-up comic who was named a Just for Laughs New Face of Comedy in 2023 and has performed on The Tonight Show. Well, congratulations. But that doesn't mean anything the way it used to mean something. Who else we got here? This guy, Jeremy Culhane. Now, Jeremy Culhane is my pick to click for this season. I think that he is going to be the new addition who breaks out. Why? Because he's the only one. Well, not the only one, but he is certainly best trained, I believe, for what Saturday Night Live is going to require, which is sketch comedy. Culhane comes to us not from the stand-up stages, but from the ground leagues. Okay? Nope. Sorry. Upright Citizens Brigade. Got to get that right, not the ground leagues. Credit where credit is due. I've seen him do a lot of stuff. He's very funny. This is a funny guy. I think he's going to do great in sketches, so I look forward to Jeremy Culhane. He is my preseason pick to click. Let's see. What else do we have? Who else is coming to the show? Where are they? Any other pictures? All right, here we go. All right, so we got this guy, Ben Marshall. He was a part of Please Don't Destroy, right? You remember him. He's been added to the cast as a featured player. The other two members of Please Do Not Destroy have gone elsewhere. They're doing other things. This guy, Cam Patterson, I guess he's one of the Tony Hinchcliffe guys. A lot of people seem to like him. I've watched his stand-up. You know, he's just meh to me, but who knows? Maybe he can impress me with sketch work. He's probably a naturally funny guy. I look forward to what Cam Patterson is bringing, but he ain't my pick to click. Here we go. Veronica Slowakowska, okay? This chick on the right, you see her there? She's terrific. She is from What They Do in the Shadows. Maybe you've seen her in Tires, which is Shane Gillis's Netflix show. She's terrific. And like I said with Chloe Fineman, you know, keep your head on a swivel, Chloe, because they don't need two of you on this show. And for some reason, they seem to have cast a doppelganger for all the things that you would cast Chloe Fineman in. I mean, the show can never have enough beautiful blondes, I suppose. Beautiful, funny, talented blondes. But I don't know. If I was Chloe Fineman, I'd be like, really? So am I now competing with roles with her? All right, here we go. We've got the NBC Peacock, and it looks like we are about to begin. So here we go. Let's start our watch of Saturday Night Live. All right, good cold open. The Generals meeting. I like it. Colin Jost as Pete Hegseth. Hi, Al. Hi, Al. Back of his hand. Which is notable.
SNL season 51. Should have called it at 50, right?
All right. That was the cold open. It was notable. It was notable for Colin Jost, who does not do sketch. He's a desk guy only. He's a writer and he appears on the week. So he's starting to branch out. He's got the Hollywood actress. Oop, hold on. I want to reconnect here. He's got the Hollywood actress wife. Maybe he wants to get into some movies or something. So that was notable that Colin Jost was actually doing a character, Pete Hegseth. He may have done, hold on, he may have done a character or two in the past, but that's interesting that the very first, sketch, the cold open of the new season features him in character. So maybe we'll see more. I need to go freshen my drink. So we'll be right back. We're reviewing, watching live Saturday Night Live. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, looks like Bad Bunny's in the middle of his monologue, so let's watch. The controversial, the very provocative. Had no idea Bad Bunny was so provocative. There's Marcelo Hernandez. Hold on, let's watch. All right, so he's going to address the halftime. All right, the joke with the edited Fox News stuff. Who's the musical guest? I didn't understand who he said. All right. So, Bad Bunny, the controversial Bad Bunny, which again, didn't realize he was so controversial until this week. He was chosen to be the Super Bowl halftime act. But I think I remember people didn't like Kendrick Lamar. People did, it's just old people are loud on social media. And I think older people always, just like the people who complain about Saturday Night Live being, it's not funny anymore. No, it's not funny because it's not targeted to you anymore. Kind of the same with Super Bowl halftime shows. Just a whole bunch of people got mad that what Garth Brooks wasn't chosen. Who do we want? Who did you want? Who do you think is going to be appropriate for the Super Bowl. A Super Bowl where the advertising rates are higher than they are for any other single broadcast in the world at any time. Super Bowl ad rates are huge. Only the biggest advertisers spend money during the Super Bowl. And you know who they want to reach? They don't want to reach you if you're above 30 years old, because you've already established your buying habits. You've already committed to your brand loyalty. You drink the beer, you drink, you drive the cars, you drive, and you've got the opinions about products that you've come to over 30 years. The Super Bowl wants 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23-year-old eyeballs. Those are the people that haven't chosen their beer yet. Are they Bud people or Miller people? Corona people? That's who they're going after. So they're going to go ahead and they're going to book acts that appeal to that very specific demographic. Don't take it personally and don't act like a goddamn snowflake about it, okay? Thanks. That's why Bad Bunny was chosen. He's the number one Spotify artist. Okay. And if you don't even know what that means, then okay, I rest my case. It's not even about you. So stop taking it personally and go sit in your car during halftime and listen to your goddamn Garth Brooks albums, CDs, whatever it is. Bad Bunny is not my cup of tea. I couldn't tell you does he have hits? I mean, I'm sure he does. I don't even know what a hit is anymore. I'm old. I'm Gen X. We used to have Billboard charts. Casey Kasem, as far as I know, determined what a hit song was. Now I don't know. Bad Bunny's doing the Super Bowl. I can't name one damn thing that he's ever done, other than I saw him on Saturday Night Live last time. Didn't he host Saturday Night Live once before? And I think he was pretty good. So that's probably why he's back hosting again. T Swift. Taylor Swift isn't the musical guest. Hell no. Taylor Swift, the next time she's the musical guest on SNL, she'll also be the host. Taylor Swift is too big to be the musical guest on Saturday Night Live. Oh, is Mike D talking about who he wants for the Super Bowl halftime show, Taylor Swift? Yeah, that, I kind of thought that was a no-brainer this year. I would have predicted, like, back in March, had you asked me. I said, it's probably going to be Taylor Swift. The whole Travis Kelce thing, and they're engaged now. And I don't know, it just seemed like it would make sense. But who knows? They went with very controversial and provocative Bad Bunny, who up until a couple of months ago, I didn't even know if he was a man or a woman. Okay, we're back, so I'm going to start watching again. Sketch number 1. Jeopardy sketch, always good. Luck ass. Ben Franklin. Duke doesn't know the rules. Ah. Bad Bunny does, in fact, look like Dustin Diamond. A very handsome Dustin Diamond, but yes, I see it, Al. I see it. What is the who? All right. All right, first sketch was Jeopardy. Interesting that Veronica Slowaskawa, who is a new featured performer, was front and center in this one. Usually featured performers get folded in a lot more gently, but we've already seen two. I think it was that Jeremy Colhane was the first face that we saw. He was a new featured performer. And then, oh, here we go, fake commercial. All right, Chat GPTO. That's funny concept. And another example of how they're really putting a spotlight on Marcelo Hernandez. Was Jesus really God? Yes. All right, Chat GPTO. It was very funny. I've got thoughts on it, but back to sketch two. I also think the Sopranos ending was perfect. I'll take it. Keenan. Okay. All right. We had the Jeopardy sketch that I thought was okay. There were some funny moments in there. Followed up with what was it? The Chat GPTO fake commercial. So it was a parody commercial of Chat GPT, but the concept was that the AI assistant or whatever was a middle-aged Mexican uncle, a tío, if you will. That was very funny. I thought that was very funny. I also thought it was interesting that in that pre-produced segment, we saw two of the new featured performers. We've seen Veronica Slowiskawa now in 2 of 4 sketches, which is a lot. I really do think that they're going to fast track her. Also, something I wanted to mention, she's now a brunette. Remember I said in the beginning, I'm like, well, she kind of resembles and seems to be the same type as Chloe Fineman. Well, the two of them have been side by side now in a couple of different sketches here tonight, and they've really distinguished themselves. They are not at all interchangeable as I had said earlier. So that's interesting. Also, we saw Jeremy Colhane in a second sketch. So that's 2 for him and 2 for Veronica Slowiskawa. These are the new people. Okay, so then that was followed up by whatever that was that we just watched. What was that we just watched? That was a sketch in a restaurant. It was a lesbian couple. They want to have a baby. They presented to Dismukes. And Dismukes is the straight man. It's a big responsibility. The joke there is that host Bad Bunny is like some, I don't know what I don't know. I didn't get what it was kind of funny, right? There was a joke there. There was a ha, but then the sketch itself I thought was really weak. I thought it was saved there at the end from complete failure by Keenan, who out of nowhere, wanted his stuff, which was funny. But again, didn't go anywhere. And they closed it out with another Marcelo Hernandez spotlight bit. So it's like Marcelo Hernandez is the exiting star of the show. I know we're told it's Bowen Yang. I always push back on that. I don't think Bowen Yang is really the star. I think Bowen Yang is the star that they tell us, right? Oh, the biggest stars. No, but in actuality, I don't think as many people love that guy. I think it's Marcelo Hernandez. So anyway, we've seen him be completely spotlighted here in the first couple of segments. What are we at now? We're at 11 o'clock. So I think we get one more sketch. I think we get a musical performance, and then we get maybe something pre-produced again, and then we get the weekend up. No, it'll be musical guest into weekend update. But before that, I think we'll get a sketch and maybe another pre-produced thing. I don't know. That's just me. That's just what I think. Al says Amy Poehler should have been the first host. It wouldn't have drawn the audience that badly. Why? I would fire you if you're the producer and you're like, we've got Bad Bunny, but let's do Amy Poehler instead. I don't know, maybe you're thinking for your tastes. But again, if you're the producer of the show and Bad Bunny, the number one Spotify artist in the world, like the last 3 years in a row, doing the Super Bowl, the center of controversy this week, you got him. You got a chance to get him. You take him. You don't take Poehler. You got to figure Poehler's available anytime. All right, here we go. Back to more. Buttercup. Exterior. Oh, it's another restaurant scene. Okay. All right. K-pop demon hunters is the running gag here. You're losing me. All right, you lost me. This is a dumb sketch. It's almost the exact same sketch. It's almost the exact same cast for this sketch as it was in the previous cast or sketch, which was also set at a restaurant. It's the same lesbian couple of Chloe Fineman and what's her name? I can't remember her name. She's great though. Anyway, the same lesbian couple. Bad Bunny is the weirdo, the star of the scene, if you will. The only person they added was Mikey Day. All right, what am I missing? Yeah, I don't know. This is not a great sketch. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. If you're watching, tell me, am I wrong? Is this a funny sketch? I'm a little bit done. It seems lazy. It seems lazy to have another restaurant, pub / wherever they are, sketch right after, it's the same thing. Lazy. It's like in the worst times of Saturday Night Live when everything was like a parody of like a newscast or a TV show or something like that. Back in the 80s. Come on. I'm bored. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Well, no, I don't want to leave because by my schedule in my head, the next thing they do should be a pre-produced video or something. And then they do a commercial, and then they come back to, ladies and gentlemen, Doja Cat. And then Doja Cat performs, and then another commercial, and then Weekend Update. Weekend Update. We used to get the Weekend Update back I'm going to talk over the sketches that I'm not interested in. I'm not interested in this. Weekend Update used to air right at about 11 o'clock. There was about a half hour worth of stuff, and then Weekend Update started at 11 and would go to about 11:10 or so. But within the last few years, they have pushed Weekend Update all the way past like 11:15, 11:20 sometimes. So let's see. Let's watch what's up. Well, I'm talking about Central Time, of course, because that's where we are, and that's where I've always watched Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live for me starts at 10:30. That's just how it's always been. But you can, if you watch it enough, you can tell what time it is by what Saturday Night Live is doing, because this show is like a German war machine the way it's blocked out. Hold on. All right. So first appearance from Bowen Yang. He's playing a witch. Is this a K-pop demon hunter thing? Again, not even remotely interesting to me, because K-pop demon hunters is not in my demographic. I know what it is because I keep an eye on pop culture, and I haven't canceled Netflix yet. Hey, have y'all canceled Netflix? Oh, what's that? All right, so yeah, this is just a weird sketch. So this will probably be the one the kids blow up on Instagram and all of that stuff. God, am I crazy, or is this sketch going too long? Let's go. Oh, here, no. Are these the actual K-pop demon hunter singer girls? I'll tell you, if you had told me 10 years ago that the South Koreans were going to take over entertainment globally, I'd have said, you're nuts. Here we are. They have. Hollywood? No. It's all about K-pop stuff now. Movies, animation, music. All right. Anything can happen at brunch. Okay, that's stupid. All right, what is this? A little Chihuahua dog with the SNL thing. All right, so they're in a commercial. All right, I thought they would go to something pre-produced. Now, I imagine they'll come out of this commercial and they'll go to the first musical performance by Doja Cat. Unless they're really pushing Weekend Update back even further. Let's see. Anybody in the chat room got any thoughts on what we've seen so far on tonight's first the debut episode, season 51 of Saturday Night Live? All right, we're in a commercial break. Hold that thought. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go check out what's happening at the rave going on next door. Yeah, I'm streaming this live, watching Saturday Night Live. Well, there's literally a rave going on next door. Ugh. All right. Yeah. So it looks like we got Doja Cat performing. So just step away. What's her deal? She's interesting. I don't know anything about her. I guess it's a her now. Doja Cat. Doja Cat and Bad Bunny. Gender neutral pop stars. Have no idea what those names mean. Well, I don't want to watch something. I just took a little video. I'll show you what's happening next door. Hold on, I'll show you. All right. Yeah, well, Doja Cat performs. I told you the reason we're doing this stream tonight is because there's a rave occurring at the gallery here. The gallery, which you hear me talk about all the time if you listen to my show every day, Monday through Friday, around about noon or 2, whatever, somewhere in there. Like, follow, subscribe. It's talk radio for normal people. I not run. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I do. I promote and create events and all those kinds of things here at the E-Gallery in Dallas's fabulous design district. Tonight they're throwing a rave. There is a rave going on. So here I'll share some of these. This is literally what's happening right outside my door. Which is interesting because I'm an old man. Here, I'll show them to you. I mean, I don't mean to disrespect Miss Doja Cat, but we can't play her music anyway, so we may as well fill the time here like this. All right, what is that? Is that my page? Yeah. All right, let me see. I just took a couple videos so that we could share them. All right, this is me. This is right outside our studios here, the lovely Kelly Moore Memorial Studios. Let's give this a listen. This is what's happening right outside my studio here. Yeah, it's all smoky. It's all like dry ice down there. Okay. Can you hear the music? Pretty loud. Look at that, the swanky E-Gallery. All right, hold on, stop. Let me see. We got another one. Actually, inside. Here we go. Here's inside the rave. It's early, by the way, for raves. I'm told. Here it is inside. Oh, it's nerd. Hey, you can't see when we have it. Let's keep it going. All right. Well, there you go. That's the reason that I'm doing this stream tonight. The E-Gallery is doing their first big special event, so I figured why not watch SNL and maybe have some people watch it with me. Not a whole bunch of you are watching it with me, but that's okay. People have lives, and Saturday night is for those lives. Hi, Goat. Goat's here. Go. See, there's Al. What do you want to just go out on your lawn and yell at kids to, stop riding their bikes on your grass? You sound like an old man. Says, I guess SNL is reaching its demise. I mean, you and everybody else has been saying that for a good 45 years, Al. Stop it. Nothing says you are old and past relevancy quite like having a hot take that derides SNL. It's just not for you. I can tell you my 16-year-old thinks it's very funny. My 16-year-old loves it and his friends, and they watch it. So, we may not be watching it anymore because, well, we just saw an example of why not. They did a sketch that was about K-pop Demon Hunters, okay, which is a animated show, I guess, that's on Netflix, and it's extraordinarily popular. You don't know what it is, and I'm never going to watch it, and it's not really appealing to anybody over the age of probably 23 or 24, but that's okay, because Saturday Night Live doesn't want to appeal to anybody over 23, 24. Their prime demo that they sell ads on for nights when they have people like Bad Bunny is much younger. So, that's a sketch that was targeted towards the people that they hope are watching because Bad Bunny is there. That's how ratings are made. And there's a whole bunch of us who have to sit here and go, well, that joke's not aimed at me. I don't understand it. Let me call my grandkid. Just don't be mad about that. That's the thing that I find so repulsive. Is my old friends, and my friends are all old because I'm old. my old friends were like, I don't like it. I'm like, oh, stop being old. Just understand it's not for you to like, and don't be a hater. I can take you back. My grandpa, around about 1986, had some real hot takes. My grandpa, a man who was in World War II and was born in like 1915 or some shit. Let me tell you, my grandpa had hot takes about David Lee Roth and Boy George back around 1986. Don't sound like my grandpa, Al. He was a lovely man, but, he didn't get it. Oh, Al says his 9-year-old talks about if you got a 9-year-old, you can't be old. You're not old. Okay, here we go, guys. Weekend update. Now back to our live SNL watching party. Colin Jost and Michael Che. For my money, the highlight of every week's SNL. Here we go. Should be good because they've had like months to write jokes. Generic abortion pill joke. That was fun. Okay, President Trump sound like Jennifer Coolidge. That's funny. That's funny. Great Diddy joke from Che. Another harder than grandma's candy. Another great Che Diddy joke. All right, come on, give us a desk guest.
Yesterday marked 30 years to the day of O.J.'s
I think we're getting a desk guest.
Proud to say, ladies and gentlemen, we've evened the score. Years in prison.
All right, now.
We're gonna talk about
Oh,
it.
here we go.
SNL cast member Cam Patterson.
Cam Patterson getting a spotlight shot on Weekend Update. This is a very big deal for him. Let's see if he holds it together. All right. Big spotlight moment. I was not impressed. AI Harvey Weinstein. Good joke.
A new report of American school districts finds
Hey! That's my joke, Michael Che.
Jane Goodall has died at the age of
That's my joke about Keith Urban and John Legend. Keith Urban should be a R&B singer and John Legend should be a country singer. Okay, who is? Oh, it's Bowen Yang. Okay. Yeah, it's Bowen Yang. All right, I don't know what this is. This is stupid. I give Bowen Yang every chance. I give everybody every chance. You got a chance to make me laugh every time. But I don't know what this is. This seems stupid. It seems too much. He's Bowen Yang goes too much. There's too much. And a lot of people have done too much in the history of Saturday Night Live, right? Belushi was too much. Farley was too much. Over the top was the joke. How far could it go? I don't know. Bowen Yang, it just seems like he's trying too hard. I don't even know what this character is here. All right, let's go back to it. Check it out. They're letting him go. They gave him a 5-minute chunk, probably. See what I mean? Just too over the top. Too. Ugh. Doesn't work for me.
Why? Dobby doesn't know. House elves are somehow always the problem.
House elves? What is this bit? Is this that's probably a reference point that I don't get? Okay. But is this funny to anybody? If it is, hey, I stand corrected. But to me, this is just another just really bad desk piece. This has not been a very good debut show. I'm trying to think what has been funny. Chat GPTO was funny. There were funny moments in the Jeopardy sketch. I'm trying to, is there anything else funny? No, not really. All right, hold on. What's happening here?
Dobby is finally free to say whatever chose/makes.
Boring Yang. That's very good, Al. Boring Yang. I love it. Points, my friend. All right, come on, wrap this up. It's whatever. Get out on a funny, whatever. Yeah, not a great episode. Commercial. Don't even know if we're all watching the same commercials. Yeah, not a great commercial. Cold Open was funny. I think Cold Open was both interesting and funny. Cold Open was, a satire, a parody of the speech earlier in the week that Pete Hegseth and President Trump made to all the assembled generals. I thought that was funny. I thought the monologue with Bad Bunny was, whatever, not really my thing. I thought that the first sketch, the Jeopardy sketch, had some moments that were funny, but it, wasn't a strong sketch. It was a template sketch. Jeopardy, they'd done it, for years. And then they did 2 dumb sketches in a row that took place in a restaurant, and Bad Bunny was the center for both of them. They did the Chat GPTO commercial, pre-produced commercial that I thought was funny. That was the funny thing. That'll probably get shared virally because it's funny. The premise is that it's a Chat GPT AI assistant, but it's a TO. It's your Mexican uncle, and it's very funny, portrayed by Marcelo Hernandez. Then what? Then I don't know. We had another stupid sketch, right? There was then there was Doja Cat. She performed. I'm sure she was great, but again, not my thing. And then the thing I look forward to every week, which is Weekend Update. Not a great couple of good jokes, couple of funny jokes. Michael Che and Colin Jost can always be counted on to write a couple of really good current events jokes. But the desk appearance by Cam whatever his name is, the new kid, the Cam, whatever, the new kid, he got a full spotlight desk piece. Like, these are the things that made Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, John Belushi going all the way back. I said Adam Sandler, Bill Hader. I mean, the desk pieces make you, and it's really hard to get that. So this Cam kid got a desk shot on Weekend Update from the very beginning, playing himself too, which is also big. Playing when you're appearing on the desk as yourself. That was a big shot. Didn't blow me away. I thought he was all right. You know, what apparently he uses the N-word in his act, his stand-up act. So I don't know. Doesn't fill me with hope for him moving forward that his first appearance, you know, he didn't even attempt a character, because SNL is, you know, driven by sketch comedy. You got to portray characters. You can't just be a stand-up. So we'll see. And then Bowen Yang took up about 5 to 7 minutes of Saturday Night Live's best moment, the Weekend Update, and he completely did something that I did not get at all. So there we are. We're caught up. Now we've got a half hour left. Half hour that is going to be probably one more performance by Doja Cat, a couple of sketches, and maybe one pre-produced thing. I am the rare bird who thinks the absolute best of Saturday Night Live occurs in the final 30 minutes. It's because this is where all the edgy shit that they're not sure about, but really want to get out there, get played. In the ruins of the Roman Empire, a new culture is born. The Iberians, who will one day be called Spanish, and their own language emerges to unite their people with a common tongue. Spain, 900 AD. All right, let's watch this. All right, I'm gonna jump in the middle of this sketch. It seems to be a well. Here's what it seems to be to me. It seems to be they took the Nate Bargatze bit where he, pretends like he's George Washington and here's what we're going to do. And he points out all the funny things about English and American history and all that. Seems like they took that notion and reworked it, reverse engineered it, if you will, and tried to create something here for, oh, look at this. Benicio del Toro is now appearing in this. Tried to create something for Bad Bunny to do. That's what this feels like to me. And it's not landing. Now, maybe it's a cultural thing, right? Maybe, I just don't find this particularly interesting. I don't speak Spanish. I've never grappled with the male-female affectation or whatever we're supposed to. I don't get the bit. Whatever. Okay. What's Benicio del Toro doing? Let's watch him. Oh, by the way, I should have mentioned this. I set the celebrity, not on the cast and not announced as host, the celebrity appearance. What the over-under was at 3. I would have taken the under. What that means is that there will be 3 other celebrities to show up at some point. We've seen John Hamm. We've now seen Benicio del Toro. That's 2. I think we went over because wasn't that the actual K-pop band that from the K-pop Demon Hunters who appeared in that sketch? So if in fact they were, then we are way over. I said the over-under for this episode was going to be 3 celebrity cameo appearances. I took the under, and it looks like we blew past that. If that was in fact the real K-pop band, which I think it is. Al says, I'm starting to think that legacy TV is no longer relevant. Yeah, no, it is. It's no longer relevant. It's not at all. It's not at all. It still exists and it's around, and there are institutions of legacy TV that I will still, check out from time to time. The Super Bowl is an example. Saturday Night Live is another one. 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes is another example of legacy TV, an institution of legacy TV that I still go out of my way to watch. But I can't tell you any situation comedies or 1-hour dramedies, whatever, on network television that I watch. I don't think I watch any. No, it's not like there was a time when, Seinfeld was my favorite show and that's an NBC show. No, my favorite shows are all Netflix, HBO Max, or Prime. Oh, by the way, for those of you who listen to the show during the week, you know that I like to hip you to new TV shows or whatever special things that can kill time. I stumbled onto something last night that was so good. It's on Prime. If you have Prime, there is a new 3-part documentary series called Cocaine Quarterback, and it's so good. So apparently, by the way, it's terribly named Cocaine Quarterback. I don't understand why it's named Cocaine Quarterback, because the person, the subject wasn't a quarterback, but okay. So do you remember the USC football teams from the early 2000s, the ones that had Matt Leinart as their quarterback and Reggie Bush and Lendell White and all that? They were national champions. They were for a number of years probably the most dominant football team in college football. Okay, so on that team was this guy named Owen something, whatever. He was a backup. He didn't play. Wasn't even a quarterback. But anyway, after his football career was over, because he wasn't going pro because he wasn't that good. After all of that, he became like a cocaine kingpin for the cartel. And he was still friends with all these guys, like, the guys that he played football with. Anyway, it's called Cocaine Quarterback. It's on Prime. It is a balls crazy story. And again, it's funny because we have that flashpoint. We all remember the Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, Pete Carroll, USC Trojans. They ran up against Vince Young, right? Wasn't it that team? So anyway, it's just really funny to now, all these years later, go, wait, one of those dudes turned out to be like Tony Montana for real? Cocaine Quarterback. He's not a quarterback, though, which is so weird. Cocaine Quarterback. It's on Prime. You can check it out. So that's something that I discovered last night. Watched 2 episodes last night between like 9 and midnight. I knocked off like 2 episodes. And then this afternoon, between 11. When did the Notre Dame game start? Because I was waiting for the Notre Dame game to start. Notre Dame, Boise State. Go Irish! I was waiting for that game to start, and I watched the final episode, the 3rd episode today. It's good. Cocaine Quarterback on Prime. All right, we are in the home stretch of Saturday Night Live. the debut episode of the 51st season. Like I say, we've got 19 minutes left. I anticipate the schedule in my head tells me we'll come out of this commercial break, probably get one more Doja Cat performance. Think maybe that's going to happen here. Or wait a second, do they come back and do one more sketch? Then Doja Cat, then a commercial break, and then wave goodnight. No, they got one more sketch. They'll have a sketch at about 52. We're at 41. Look at me trying to do the rundown in my head. See, you can do this when you've seen every episode. All right, here we go. We're coming back. I think we're coming back with Doja Cat. Yep. Yeah, there we are. Okay, so this will be her second musical performance. It will be this into a commercial break, and then they will come out at about 52 with the final sketch, into the final commercial break, into the everybody waves goodnight. So that's what we're looking at here. I'd love to sit and watch the performance by Doja Cat, but I'm not gonna. Let's see here. We did not see Ben Marshall at all. We were talking about the new people that were folded into the cast this year. We saw quite a bit early on of here are three of the new folks that were folded in. Early on, we saw quite a bit of Veronica Slowiskawa, who was right here. We saw a spotlight slot on Weekend Update here for Cam Patterson and Ben Marshall. Ben Marshall we have not seen, which is interesting because Ben Marshall is the most recognizable, at least to Saturday Night Live fans, of all of them, because Ben Marshall has been on the show for the last couple of years as a part of Please Don't Destroy. That is the comedy group that created the pre-produced videos for a number of years. So we haven't seen him at all. Ben Marshall hasn't been on. Who else? This guy, Tom Brennan. I don't believe we've seen Tommy Brennan at all either. At least not. I've been looking, but trying to figure out who everybody is. Haven't seen him. But this guy, Jeremy Culhane, we've seen him a couple of times. We've seen him twice. We saw him. He was the first face we saw, which is weird because typically of a newly added feature performer. He's not even a cast member. Understand the difference between featured performers and cast members. Featured performers are not cast members. You're always added, very rare these days that you are added to Saturday Night Live as a full-blown cast member unless they have had wholesale changes where they've wiped out 6, 7 people. Most of the time you get folded into SNL now as a featured performer, and after a year or two you get promoted to main cast. This guy, Jeremy Culhane, he was just added as a featured performer. This is his first episode, and the very first face you see of the 51st season is this guy. So I thought that was interesting. And then you saw him again. He appeared in the, I think he was in the ChatGPT commercial. But as far as live stuff, as far as live sketch on stage work tonight, I think it's just the cold open that we saw him in. Again, haven't seen Tommy Brennan or Ben Marshall at all. Let's see. Anybody else from the regular cast that we haven't seen? We've seen a lot of Chloe Fineman. She's been certainly spotlighted tonight. We've seen Andrew Dismukes. We've seen Mikey Day. Marcelo Hernandez definitely seems to be the star. They've paired him with host Bad Bunny in a number of sketches, a number of Latino-centric sketches, if you will. James Austin Johnson, his day was done early. It's like he got hurt in the first quarter. He did the cold open as Trump. Hasn't been seen since. Now, maybe they'll use him. Maybe I don't know. It's a little bit late. A lot of people like to get stage time in these big group sketches, where they have 15 people in the background and they're all singing. No, I don't think we got time for that today. So I think James Austin Johnson's night is over. Sarah Sherman, she did a number of sketches. She's, becoming one of the cornerstones here of the show. Kenan Thompson. What did we see Kenan in? We saw Kenan in Jeopardy, and we saw Kenan in one of the weird dinner restaurant sketches where he played a guy who wanted Bad Bunny's sex stuff. Weird. It was weird. It was funny, though. It came out of nowhere, and it was funny. Kenan Thompson is celebrating his 22nd season on Saturday Night Live tonight. Holy crap. Can I just say, who is this? Is this Doja Cat I'm looking at? Is this the same person as before? Oh my God, makeup and hair is crazy because this person's smoking hot. Sitting there in a rose. Who is this? Is that Doja Cat? Didn't she have I don't know. I guess it is wigs. I was going to say, didn't she have blue hair the first time we saw her earlier today? Man, that is a fine looking woman. All right. Let me listen to what she says. She sings. Yeah, no, I'm good. That to me sounds like absolutely everything else. Sounds like everything else on the radio. Radio, who listens to radio anymore? All right. Close that out. There we go. We don't need that anymore. Sorry about that, guys. All right, Sam Lloyd showing up. Just take some shots there at Al. Sam is saying, Al, don't you have anything better to do than complain? Man, she's hot. She looks great. That's a fine looking woman. Good for her. She's genetically pleasing. All right, so here's what we're going to get. We've just had the second and final musical performance from Doja Cat. We're going to go into the commercial break, and we'll come back with what I often find to be the funniest sketch of the night. The final sketch of the night that comes within 10 minutes of close, that's always the sketch that they don't want to put on. They don't think America is ready for it. It might be a little bit too edgy. It might be too out there or whatever. It's almost always the most creative, even if it's terrible, even if it's just like bombs. Doesn't matter. I love the final sketch of the night. It's where the youngest and the edgiest of the writers get their stuff, because it all comes down to like them putting these sketches like at the bottom, at the back. Like these ones are off to the side. We got the show. Now we just have like these 5 things. What are we going to put for the very last thing? And there's usually a big, heavy debate over it. You know, people advocating for this sketch over that sketch. So it's always interesting to me what the last sketch to make air is. It's oftentimes brilliant and oftentimes terrible, but it is always the one that is the most heavily debated among the writers and the most controversial, if you will, as far as blocking and putting together that week's show. So, you know, if you look at it from that perspective, then, you know, it kind of takes, it's not like they're, see, here's the misperception that I think people have. I think people think it's going to be the worst sketch because, you know, they're just trying to fill time. You guys realize there's like 15, 20 sketches that don't make the show. It's not like they only have so many sketches. No, there's a lot of shit. If you ever want to really entertain yourself, if you're a fan of Saturday Night Live, go on YouTube and Google Saturday Night Live never aired, because they do a whole bunch of sketches during the dress rehearsal that look exactly like the sketches that are on the show, but they just never actually make it to air. And some of them are really funny. You can really enjoy an afternoon on YouTube. SNL, not for air or never aired or whatever it is. It's some combination of those kinds of words. And you'll see, you'll be like, oh my God, that was really funny. How did that never air? Because it aired during rehearsal and then got cut for time or was replaced by something else. All right, we're at 11:49 here Central Time. So we should be coming back right now from a commercial break into the final sketch. So let's see. Here we go. Let's watch. It's high school, establishing site of a school. I'm Barney. All right. This sketch, whatever. It's a performance piece. It's for this girl. I don't know her name. What cast member? She was, I guess, new last year. This is actually a really good character piece for Andrew Dismukes, who is as good as anybody as playing the straight man being forced to react to absurd behavior from otherwise normal people, which is what he's doing here. The comedy that Andrew Dismukes is mining right here is the reaction to his coworker, this woman, obviously being, hot for this kid's dad. That's very funny. Andrew Dismukes does that well. But the sketch itself, one trick pony. Okay, we're looking at more. Okay, the pictures are kind of funny. All right, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Pictures are kind of funny. But I think that's it. I think, all right, this sketch, how are they going to get out of it? Is it going anywhere? Let's see.
I agree.
Okay, all right. Well, how about this? Okay. What about if you ever have any concerns, you just call me. Just come over.
Yeah, okay. So here's what happened with this episode today, the debut episode of Saturday Night Live, which we just watched. I just turned it off. It's over. We're done. We're good. We're clear. Unless something amazing happens. All we've got is a commercial break now, and then everybody's going to wave from the stage. There were a lot of funny premises for sketches this week, and all of these sketches had one or two moments that were funny or amusing, but there wasn't a complete sketch all night. There wasn't, there wasn't anything with a beginning, middle, and an end with a storyline that was funny and kept you hanging there. It was all just, oh, that's an interesting premise, and then it was just people creating one-off jokes, within the premise. So not terrible, not great. Again, I think the high point of the night tonight was the Chat GPTO. That was pretty funny. I like that. Hi, Peter. Peter just got home. Well, guess what, Peter? We're signing off because that's going to do it. And I am hot. It is midnight here Central Time, or at least just before midnight Central Time. And I don't want to be at a rave anymore. So I'm going to go check in over there. Can't even use the bathroom. Seriously, there's like a line for the bathroom. It's crazy. All right, I'll see y'all on Monday. You have yourself a great day. Thanks for hanging out. This is kind of something we can do. I mean, there's only a few of us, but I do appreciate you coming and hanging out with me tonight. All right, I'm going to go. All right, bye, guys.